Unforgiving world of martial arts confrontations, there exists a fundamental truth that transcends physical appearance. Technique can triumph over raw power. When skinny Wing Chun practitioner Tom faced off against Juji Mufu, a mountain of muscle capable of chair splits and superhuman feats of strength, no one expected what would unfold. Their encounter would challenge everything we think we know about martial effectiveness and showcase an age-old battle between precision and power that left witnesses stunned. Welcome back to Fight Legends Unleashed, where we analyze the most compelling martial arts matchups that push the boundaries of combat sports. Today, we're breaking down a series of fascinating confrontations between Wing Chun practitioners and bodybuilders. Encounters that reveal crucial insights about real-world fighting effectiveness. In our main feature, we'll witness what happens when Wing Chun techniques meet the overwhelming strength of a bodybuilder. We'll also analyze two additional encounters. One with a theatrical Wing Chun instructor showcasing his approach against a bodybuilder. And finally, a sobering reality check when a bodybuilder faces a seasoned jiu-jitsu black belt. These matchups don't just entertain, they educate us about the realities of martial effectiveness across different body types and training philosophies. Our first encounter features an intriguing matchup between a Wing Chun practitioner and Juji Mufu, a legendary bodybuilder who brings more than just muscle to the table. What makes this confrontation particularly fascinating is that Juji isn't merely a bodybuilder, he's an exceptional athlete with explosive movement abilities rarely seen in men of his size, capable of performing chair splits and other acrobatic feats that seem impossible for someone with his muscular development. From the opening moments, both fighters establish the parameters of their experiment. They'll primarily focus on hand techniques without kicks to isolate the Wing Chun practitioner's center-line attacks against Juji's power. The size disparity is immediately striking. The Wing Chun practitioner faces the central challenge of distance management, with Juji's massive reach advantage forcing him to navigate a dangerous gap just to make contact. The initial exchanges reveal the core strategy that emerges from the Wing Chun fighter.
Yeah, I would just get in, get out. Yeah. Try and get the hits, try and move maybe from there, get a little bit of a...
He quickly discovers that staying in the pocket with someone of Juji's strength is simply not viable. After making brief contact with centerline strikes, he immediately creates distance, recognizing the mortal danger of being caught in Juji's grip. When Juji attempts to grab him, the Wing Chun practitioner demonstrates finger manipulation techniques, attacking the weakest points of the grip. However, even these technical approaches prove challenging against Juji's world-class grip strength. In one telling moment, Juji secures a grip that the Wing Chun practitioner struggles to break despite using proper technique.
Like, I don't know how I'm getting out here, guys. I can yeah. Oh, nice back crack.
The Wing Chun practitioner admits candidly. This honest assessment shows a refreshing realism often missing in martial arts demonstrations. Rather than claiming his technique can overcome any strength advantage, he adapts his approach to focus on quick strikes and immediate retreats. When asked to demonstrate practical applications, the Wing Chun practitioner showcases quick, non-telegraphed strikes aimed at vulnerable targets, demonstrating how the Wing Chun approach focuses on economy of motion and surprise rather than power generation. He emphasizes the short-range power of Wing Chun strikes, designed to generate impact without the telegraphing movements that would give a stronger opponent time to counter. The most telling moment comes during a clinch exchange. Juji secures a grip on the Wing Chun practitioner's arm, and the difference becomes startlingly clear.
Look how far he's around my arm.
The practitioner points out, highlighting the massive disadvantage in grip fighting.
I had to literally beat his face.
Start tugging you around?
Yeah, just throw him over the edge. So I'd say disadvantage.
Acknowledging that once caught in Juji's grip, conventional Wing Chun responses become nearly impossible to execute. What's particularly impressive is the Wing Chun practitioner's honest assessment. He doesn't claim his art can simply overcome such physical disparities through mystical chi energy or secret techniques. Instead, he emphasizes angular attacks, targeting joints, and most importantly, avoiding being caught in the first place.
If I'm right here squared off with him,
he explains, demonstrating a frontal position.
He has all the tools, he has all the strength. If I get even just a little bit over here, guys, if I somehow evade a punch, if I somehow get him to maybe fake him out.
But by creating even slight angular advantages, he shows how smaller fighters might create momentary openings before retreating to safety. He demonstrates how moving to the side even just a few inches off-center creates opportunities where a direct frontal approach would be suicidal. The sparring exchanges, while controlled, reveal a crucial truth about fighting larger opponents. Conventional exchanges heavily favor the stronger fighter. The Wing Chun practitioner acknowledges this reality openly. At one point, Juji effortlessly picks him up, demonstrating the exact scenario the Wing Chun fighter fears most. In their final exchanges, they demonstrate how the environment itself becomes a tactical consideration. The Wing Chun practitioner explains that against a larger opponent, he would use terrain advantages, positioning near walls or obstacles to limit the bodybuilder's movement options. This tactical awareness shows a level of fighting intelligence that transcends technique alone. Our second encounter takes us into more controversial territory, featuring a Wing Chun instructor demonstrating techniques against a bodybuilder in what appears to be a highly theatrical setting. Unlike our first encounter's technical focus and mutual respect, this demonstration has a distinctly performative quality. The Wing Chun instructor adopts an aggressive persona, frequently shouting and making exaggerated claims about his techniques. The central focus of his approach revolves around small joint manipulation, particularly finger locks and breaks. When the bodybuilder attempts to push him against a wall, the instructor showcases various responses focused on disrupting balance and attacking vulnerable points. However, the controlled nature of the demonstration raises questions about how these techniques might fare against resistance. The instructor repeatedly emphasizes attacking the legs to make sure they buckle their legs so they cannot able to move anymore. He demonstrates kicks to the knee and various takedown attempts, though all are performed at practice speed with a compliant partner. What's particularly notable is the instructor's focus on controlling the situation. The most important thing is to put them in position while you control the situation. This principle has merit in the self-defense context, but the demonstration lacks the pressure testing seen in our other examples. While the techniques demonstrated contain legitimate Wing Chun principles, the presentation style and lack of resistance testing leave many questions about their practical effectiveness. The bodybuilder partner remains compliant throughout, never truly challenging the instructor's positions or applying his strength advantage. Our final encounter delivers perhaps the most sobering reality check, featuring a muscular bodybuilder named Rambo Guns facing off against Piet Wilhelm, a legitimate jiu-jitsu black belt at Triton Fight Center. Unlike our previous examples, this confrontation quickly escalates to full resistance grappling, providing clear insights into how strength meets technique under pressure. From the opening moments, the bodybuilder adopts an aggressive approach, attempting to use his size and power to overwhelm the jiu-jitsu practitioner. The black belt's response is a masterclass in technical efficiency. Rather than meeting strength with strength, he uses the bodybuilder's forward momentum against him, securing positional controls that neutralize the power advantage. Within moments, he establishes a dominant position and applies a chokehold, forcing the bodybuilder to tap out. After a brief reset, the bodybuilder attempts a second approach with similar aggression. This time, the jiu-jitsu practitioner secures control of the bodybuilder's shirt, creating a makeshift collar choke that again neutralizes the strength advantage. The resulting position allows the black belt to maintain control while conserving energy, a perfect demonstration of technical efficiency. What's particularly telling is the ease with which the trained grappler maintains control. At one point, he even administers light slaps to the bodybuilder's face, not out of malice, but to demonstrate the complete positional dominance he's established. The bodybuilder, despite his impressive physique, appears helpless against the systematic application of proper grappling technique. The encounter concludes with the jiu-jitsu practitioner forcing a verbal submission, making the bodybuilder acknowledge who the real master is in this context. While this forced verbal submission crosses ethical boundaries in training, it dramatically illustrates how quickly untrained strength can be neutralized by technical skill. What's your takeaway from these revealing encounters? Has watching these fights changed your perspective on martial arts training and effectiveness? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more in-depth martial arts analysis.